Good afternoon, Captain.
Delivery, good morning, Lufthansa 4257, requesting startup Charlie 5 to Frankfurt.
Lufthansa 4257, good morning. Your clearance is to Frankfurt. Pampus departure, runway 01 left to squawk 0147.
Frankfurt, Pampus 01 left, 0147, Lufthansa 4257.
Yes, and Lufthansa 4257, confirm you are fully ready?
Negative, 5 minutes.
Okay, report.
Better.
Clearance delivery, KLM23L, request clearance.
KLM53 Lima, cleared runway, ATC clearance to Echo Papa Whiskey Alpha Yada Oscar Golf India, November 4 Whiskey departure runway, and then as filed, climb to flight level 80, expect within 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 1.205, squawk 1371, QNH 1020.
Clear to EPWA via Oscar Golf India, November 4 Whiskey runway, climb to flight level 80, expect within 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 121.205, squawk 1371, QNH 1020, KLM53L.
KLM53 Lima, read back correct.
Roger, KLM53L.
Clearance delivery, Swiss to Delta Victor, with the 80s requesting clearance.
Swiss to Delta Victor, cleared runway, cleared to destination airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb to flight level 70, expect within 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 1.205, squawk 1500, QNH 1020.
Clear to Lima Sierra Zulu Hotel, S-Mile, runway heading, climb to flight level 70, expect within 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 121.205, squawk 1500, QNA 1020, Swiss to Delta Victor.
Swiss to Delta Victor, read back correct.
Roger, Swiss to Delta Victor.
Clearance delivery, KLM23W. Our parking position is Terminal 1 Gate Delta 41 with the 80s for request clearance.
KLM23 Whiskey, ATC clearance to Lima, India, Mike Charlie, Yada, Romeo Echo, November 2, Sierra Yankee, departure runway 24, and then as filed, climb to flight level 80, expect flight level 370 within 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 121.205, squawk 3420, QNH 1020.
Cleared to Lima, India, Mike Charlie, via Romeo Echo, November 2, Sierra Yankee, runway 24, climbing to flight level 80, expect flight level 370 within 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 121.205, squawk 3420, QNH 1020, KLM23W.
KLM23 Whiskey, read back correct. Contact ground on 121.905.
Roger, 121.905, KLM23W.
Heading out for my checks.
Ground KLM53L, request startup.
KLM53 Lima, startup is approved.
Roger, startup approved, KLM53L.
Roger, Golf 9 up, give way to the KLM1 at 9, thank you.
Sleep at 1627, monitor 117.
Ground, Swiss 2 Delta Victor. Request startup and pushback.
Swiss 2 Delta Victor. Start up and pushback approved.
Approved. Swiss 2 Delta Victor.
Hello, KLM2308.
Hello, KLM2308, Charlie 16.
Roger.
Niner Alpha, and taxi runway 24, and you're on sequence behind the heavy. Would you like exit 3?
KLM617 heavy approaching runway 24.
Goedemiddag, 617, line up in sequence, join the company please.
Line up in sequence, KLM617.
Lufthansa 3 Charlie Whiskey is cleared off the runway, request taxi to parking.
Lufthansa 3 Charlie Whiskey. Taxi via November 3 Alpha to gate Charlie 12.
Via November 3 Alpha to gate Charlie 12 Lufthansa 3 Charlie Whiskey.
Martin 807 for start and push contact ground, 121.8.
21 actual.
I see you are pushed already. Taxi runway 19 left, exit 4. Even switch over to the other yellow line.
Lufthansa 4429 requesting taxi. Route 607, taxi holding 24.
Walk around completed.
Correct, for sequence reasons, a Amaro 737 from the left is going in front, so you have to give way.
Contact tower 118.1.
Glide slope. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Airspeed low. Airspeed low.
Martin Air 083 to be sure, hold short of 27, give way to traffic vacation over there and contact tower on 1181.
Pull up. Don't sink.
Ground, City 25 X-ray. Requested engine start, push back.
City 25 X-ray. Start up and push back approved.
Start up and push approved. City 25 X-ray.
Glide slope. Bank angle. Bank angle.
Approaching minimums. Minimums. 2,500. 1,000. 500. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Too low. Terrain. Caution. Terrain.
Okay, we keep west of the British Airlines 171. Yes, that makes a better sequence and contact then 1181 the tower. Okay, 1181 F 1741.
Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen.
Tested.
Navigation, transfer and display switches.
Normal and auto.
Window heat.
On.
Pressurization mode selector.
Auto.
Flight instruments.
Set.
Parking brake.
On.
Fuel control switches.
Cut off. Departure briefing. It will be a left seat takeoff. The reported runway conditions are normal. Taxi route is per ATC instructions. We'll be departing on runway 24, climbing via the departure procedures to an initial altitude of 8,000 feet. Standard reject and emergency procedures apply. Any questions?
I'm good.
Completed.
Pre-flight checklist complete.
Request startup and pushback.
Delta 161. Startup and pushback approved.
Startup and push approved. Delta 161.
Ground KLM23W. Request startup and pushback.
KLM23 Whiskey. Startup and pushback approved.
Approved. KLM23W.
Ground Singapore 323. Request startup and pushback.
Singapore 323. Startup and pushback approved.
Approved. Singapore 323.
Ground Scandinavian 556. Request startup and pushback.
Scandinavian 556. Startup and pushback approved.
Approved. Scandinavian 556.
Ground Transavia 6006 is cleared off the runway. Request taxi to parking.
Transalvia 6006. Taxi via November 3 Alpha 10 Alpha Minor Charlie to gate Delta 52.
Via November 3 Alpha 10 Alpha 9 Charlie to gate Delta 52. Transavia 6006.
Also make sure your seat back and folding trays are in their full upright position. If you are seated next to an emergency
Easy
exit,
17 Charlie
please
X-ray.
use the
Request
special
startup and
instructions
pushback.
card located
Easy
by your seat.
17 Charlie X-ray.
Before start checklist. Flight deck door.
Closed and locked.
Fuel
Charlie
1,
X-ray.
4, 5, 9,
We remind
0
you that this is a
pounds.
non-smoking flight.
Checked.
Passenger signs.
Smoking is prohibited
On
in the entire
MCP.
aircraft, including
Set.
the lavatory.
Takeoff speed.
Tampering
Checked.
with,
CDU
disabling,
pre-flight.
or destroying the lavatory
Completed.
smoke detector
Rudder and
is
aileron
prohibited
trim.
by law.
3 and 0.
If you have any
Anti-collision
questions about our
lights.
flight today,
On.
please
Before
don't
start
hesitate to
checklist
ask
complete.
one of our flight attendants. Thank you.
KLM 16, Marshall, is on its way, stand by.
KLM 1673, taxi runway 24 exit 6, monitor 117.
One behind us, Delta 53, continue to exit 6.
Ground City 11 Golf. Request startup and pushback.
City 11 Golf. Startup and pushback approved.
Approved. City 11 Golf.
Ground Delta 143. Request startup.
Delta 143. Startup is approved.
Roger, startup approved. Delta 143. Speedbird 1627 to join the inner track behind ATR from the left.
Ground, KLM119er. Request startup and pushback.
KLM119er. Startup and pushback approved.
Approved, KLM119er.
Ground KLM591. Request pushback and startup.
KLM591. Startup and pushback approved.
Approved. KLM591.
Ground 90 and Ypsilon is clearance of the runway. Request taxi to parking.
90 Mike Yankee. Taxi via November 9 Bravo Alpha Alpha 1 9 Whiskey Alpha 1 9 Charlie Alpha 1 9 Echo to Gate Hotel 7
Via November 9 Bravo Alpha Alpha 1 9 Whiskey Alpha 1 9 Charlie Alpha 1 9 Echo to Gate Hotel 790 and Ypsilon.
Airlines 030, monitor 121.7.
Ground, KLM749er. Request startup and pushback.
KLM749er. Startup and pushback approved.
Approved, KLM749er.
Roger, exit 354. KLM 1829, contact 1181. 1181, KLM 1829, today.
Ground KLM 85 Alpha. Request startup and pushback.
KLM 85 Alpha. Startup and pushback approved.
Approved. KLM 85 Alpha.
Ground Emirates 2W. Request startup and pushback.
Emirates 2 Whiskey. Startup and pushback approved.
Startup and push approved. Emirates 2W.
Monitor 117.
71, hold position.
Ground Delta 136 is cleared off the runway. Request taxi to parking.
Delta 136. Taxi via November 3 Alpha 17 to gate Foxtrot 3.
Via November 3 Alpha 17 to gate Foxtrot 3 Delta 136.
Freebird 1627, move over to the other yellow line, sir, to give way to 1 docking at Delta 94. One, 2, 3, 7, number 1. Paper.
Hey, it looks like ATC is delaying our departure. We'll let the cabin know in just a couple of minutes.
Okay, I'll let the crew know.
From the cockpit, we wanted to let you know our departure is delayed. We're working as quickly as possible and hope to be underway shortly.
Ground limit is now 617, Charlie 183.
That's around 617, Michael, you're back.
Number 7, the pushback is approved.
Lufthansa 429, thank you, holding 24. Holding 24 for Porto. Papa Lima.
Ground KLM 591. Request start up and pushback.
KLM 591. Start up and pushback approved.
Approved. KLM 591.
Transavia 11T is cleared off the runway. Request taxi to parking.
Transavia 11 Tango Taxi via November to Bravo Alpha to gate Charlie 10.
Via November to Bravo Alpha to gate Charlie 10 Transavia 11T. Ground 89 Sierra, request start up and pushback.
89 Sierra, start up and pushback approved.
Approved. 89 Sierra.
Ground 70 Lima Uniform. Request start up and pushback.
70 Lima Uniform, start up and pushback approved.
Approved. 70 Lima Uniform. Rock KLM119. Request start up and pushback.
KLM 119, start up and pushback approved.
Approved. KLM119.
Is now clear to land, and the wind is 210, 14. Clear land 95, kilometer 270.
Ground, Croatia, 5 November, Lima, is cleared off the runway. Request taxi to parking.
Croatia 5 November Lima, taxi via November to Bravo Alpha 9 Alpha to gate Delta 52.
By November 2 Bravo Alpha 9 Alpha to gate Delta 52, Croatia 5 November Lima.
To be sure, hold turn of runway 27.
Ground easy, 29 WC. Request pushback to start up.
Easy 29 Whiskey Charlie, start up and pushback approved.
Easy 29 WC.
Ground calling 70 planets. Request start up and pushback.
KLM 705, start up and pushback approved.
Approved. Calling 70 planets.
Engine 1550, taxi holding point 24. Holding 24, step up at 1550.
Terminal 1842 to give way to outgoing company from the right.
Ground, Delta 143, request start up and pushback.
Delta 143, start up and pushback approved.
Approved. Delta 143.
617, push approved.
Rank 120 is cleared off the runway. Request taxi to parking.
120. Taxi via November to Alpha Alpha 9 Charlie to gate Delta 52.
Via November to Alpha Alpha 9 Charlie to gate Delta 52120.
KLM 116 miles from Marshall, raise on the way.
And on 842, the British Airways over there is switching to the other yellow line to continue.
And behind the focus empty, extended the holding point, and hold short cover 118.1. Flyer 768 can cross the platform over there, take the shortest routing.
Delta 647 per right, hold short contact tower on 1181.
Delta 664.
Taxi runway 24 to follow the company from the left.
Following the company from the left, runway 24, KLM23W.
Ground Lufthansa 3 Alpha requesting engine start and pushback.
Lufthansa 3 Alpha, start up and pushback approved.
Start up and push approved. Lufthansa 3 Alpha.
City 1142. Taxi via November 2 Bravo Alpha 9er Alpha to gate Delta 52.
Via November 2 Bravo Alpha 9er Alpha to gate Delta 52 City 1142.
Pushback is approved.
Ground 375. Request startup and pushback.
375. Start up and pushback approved.
Approved. 375.
KLM 861 taxi. KLM 861 taxi, runway 24. 24, KLM 861.
Ground 266. Request startup and pushback.
266. Start up and pushback approved.
Approved. 266.
Check your pushback is approved. Okay, 448 to pick up the inner track to Delta 5 to use 312.
John, can we have entry Delta? It's approved.
United 908. Start up and pushback.
United 908. Start up and pushback approved.
United 908.
Gold 9 to give way to the KLM23 on the inner track.
KLM171, request start up and pushback.
KLM171, start up and pushback approved.
Approved. KLM171.
KLM 1168. 1168, number 1 for the 19, the wind is 200 at 13. Okay, that's one, the other one.
Grant KLM627, request start up and pushback. KLM627, start up and pushback approved. Approved. KLM627.
Rock City 86V is clear to the runway. Request taxi to parking.
City 86 Victor, taxi via November to Bravo to gate Foxtrot 8.
Via November to Bravo to gate Foxtrot 8, City 86V. H61 for my info, you have been given next 6 transmission point? Yes, that's right. No need for that anymore, the normal length is available.
35744, thank you. Good afternoon, 768, vacated 27861. Fly 768, Delta 47. Delta 47, 768.
Ground, Turkish 43 Delta is cleared off the runway. Request taxi to parking.
Turkish 43 Delta, taxi via November 9er Alpha to gate East 20.
By November 9er Alpha to gate East 20. Turkish 43 Delta.
Ground Delta 73, request startup.
Delta 73, startup is approved.
Roger, startup approved. Delta 73.
Roger, Golf 9 up, keep waiting for KLM on the end of track, thank you.
W, request start up and pushback.
Europa 85 Yankee Whiskey, start up and pushback approved.
Approved. Europa 85W.
Ground, easy, 30 Victor Romeo is cleared of the runway, requesting taxi to parking.
Easy 30 Victor Romeo. Taxi via November 3 Alpha Alpha 19 Echo to Gate Golf 3.
Via November 3 Alpha Alpha 19 Echo to Gate Golf 3 Easy 30 Victor Romeo.
Speed at 1627, monitor 117.
Hello, KLM2308.
Hello, KLM2308, Charlie 16.
Roger.
Niner Alpha and taxi runway 24 and you're still behind the heavy. Would you like exit 3?
KLM617 Heavy approaching on Echo 4.
Goedemiddag, 617, line up in sequence, join the company please.
Line up in sequence, KLM617.
From KLM 791, request start up and pushback.
KLM 791. Start up and pushback approved.
Approved. KLM 791.
Roger, 807 for start push, contact ground, 121, decimal 8. 21, actual.
I see you are pushed over at taxi runway 19 left exit 4.
Ground from cockpit.
Go ahead.
Ready for pushback.
Connecting tug. I'll let you know when the pin's inserted.
Ground 8 Whiskey Tango requesting engine start and push back.
8 Whiskey Tango. Start up and push back approved.
Start up and push approved. 8 Whiskey Tango.
Steering inserted, release parking brake. Starting push. Cleared to start engines.
Starting engine 2.
Ground SAS 556. Request start up and push back.
Scandinavian 556. Start up and push back approved.
Start up and push approved. SAS 556.
Ground 7937. Request start up and push back.
7937. Start up and push back approved.
Approved. 7937.
Engine 2 started. Engine 2 cut out.
There is a switch over to the other yellow line.
Starting engine 1.
Stopping pushback. Set parking brakes. Tow bar disconnected. See you on the left side with the pin. Have a great flight.
Thank you. We'll look for you on the left side with the pin.
Ground 598 is cleared of the runway. Request taxi to parking.
598. Taxi via November 3 Alpha 17 to gate Foxtrot 3.
Via November 3 Alpha 17 to gate Foxtrot 3 598.
Engine 1 started. Engine 1 cut out.
Ground Delta 73. Request start up and push back.
All engines stable.
73. Start up and push back approved.
Approved. Delta 73. Ground United 908. Request start up and push back.
United 908. Start up and push back approved.
Approved. United 908.
Ground 395 is cleared of the runway. Request taxi to parking.
395. Taxi via November 3 Alpha 17 to gate Foxtrot 3.
Via November 3 Alpha 17 to gate Foxtrot 3 395.
After start checklist. Generators.
On.
Probe heat. Isolation valve.
Auto.
Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Recall.
Checked.
Auto brakes.
Rejected takeoff.
Flight control test. Full left. Neutral. Full right. Full back. Full forward.
Checked.
After start checklist complete.
Rock
KLM902Z.
Taxi
Clear to the
checklist.
runway.
Flaps.
Request taxi to parking.
Set.
KLM
Trim.
902 Zulu.
Set.
Taxi
Taxi
via
checklist
November
complete.
2 Bravo Alpha Alpha 7 Alpha 10 to gate Delta 41.
Via November 2 Bravo Alpha Alpha 7 Alpha 10 to gate Delta 41. KLM902Z. Ground KLM23W. Request taxi.
KLM 23 Whiskey. Taxi via Alpha 10 Alpha Sierra 7 Echo to runway 24.
Via Alpha 10 Alpha Sierra 7 Echo to runway 24. KLM23W.
Ground 2572. Request startup and pushback.
2572. Start up and push back.
Clear on the right.
Approved 2572.
Clear on the left.
Ground C30K is clear the runway, request exit parking.
City 30 Kilo. Taxi via November 2 Bravo Alpha to gate Charlie 10.
We now request your full attention as the flight attendants demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft. When the seatbelt sign illuminates, you must fasten your seatbelt. Insert the metal fittings one into the other and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. We suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight, as we may experience turbulence. There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. Please take a few moments now to locate your nearest exit. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, floor-level lighting will guide you towards the exit. Doors can be opened by moving the handle in the direction of the arrow. Each door is equipped with an inflatable slide which may also be detached and used as a life raft. Oxygen and the air pressure are always being monitored.
So that's 617, taxi
In
only
the
24.
event of a decompression, an oxygen mask will automatically appear in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. Place it firmly over your nose and mouth, secure the elastic band behind your head, and breathe normally. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask on first, and then assist the other person. Keep your mask on until a uniformed crew member advises you to remove it.
Correct, for frequency reasons, a MR737 from the left is going in front, so you have to be brave.
Brace. Brace. Lean forward with your hands on top of your head and your elbows against your thighs. Ensure your feet are flat on the floor. A life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Slip it over your head. Pass the straps around your waist and adjust at the front. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord, only when leaving the aircraft. If you need to refill the vest, blow into the mouthpieces. Use the whistle and light to attract attention. Also, your seat bottom cushion can be used as a flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into the strap, and hug the cushion to your chest. You will find this and all the other safety information in the card located in the seat pocket in front of you. We strongly suggest you read it before takeoff. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask one of our crew members.
Martin Air 083, to be sure, hold short of 27, give A to traffic vacating over there and contact tower on 1181.
Ground KLM 627, request start up and push back.
KLM 627, start up and push back.
Approved KLM 627.
Okay, we keep west of the British Airways 171. Yes, that makes a better sequence and contact them 1181 the tower. Okay, 1181, F1174.
Ground, Lufthansa 8 Echo Tango. Request startup and pushback.
Lufthansa 8 Echo Tango. Startup and pushback approved.
Approved.
Approaching
Lufthansa
runway
8
24.
Echo Tango.
KLM 23 Whiskey. Contact tower on 135.11.
135.11. KLM23W. Tower KLM23W. Holding short, runway 24, request departure.
KLM 23 Whiskey. Line up runway 24.
Lining up runway 24. KLM23W.
Before takeoff checklist. Lights.
On runway 24.
On. Transponder.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Set.
For the wind is 210 at 16.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
KLM 23 Whiskey. Wind 250 at 18. Runway 24 clear for takeoff.
Runway 24 cleared for takeoff.
Stabilized.
KLM23W.
Thrust set.
Checked.
Speed alive.
Checked.
3 knots.
80 knot.
Checked.
V1. Retain. Positive rate.
Gear up.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up.
Approaching runway 24.
400 feet.
Internal navigation.
LN
Vertical navigation.
23 Whiskey.
VN
Contact
Avion.
departure on 121.205.
121.205.
Acceleration altitude.
KLM23W.
Autopilot.
Command Aon.
795 uniform, climb to flight level 90.
Roger, KLM23W, passing 2,300 for flight level 80.
KLM 23 Whiskey. Radar contact. Continue the other Romeo Echo November to Sierra
Flaps
Yankee
1.
departure route. Climb to flight level 80.
Flaps 1.
Via Romeo Echo November to Sierra Yankee departure. Climbing
Flaps
to flight
1.
level 80. KLM23W.
Transition altitude.
KLM 23 Whiskey. Reduce speed to 220 knots.
Slowing down to 220. KLM23W.
Aero Mexico 025. Maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, Aeromexico 025.
Flaps up.
City 90956. Maintain present.
Flaps up.
Maintain present altitude, City 90956.
City 20 Juliet. Maintain present altitude.
Maintain present altitude. City 20J.
Wheeling 8 Uniform Juliet. Maintain present altitude.
Present altitude. Fueling 8 UJ.
KLM 23 Whiskey. Climb and maintain flight level 190.
Climb and maintain flight level 190. KLM23W.
City 24 Lima. Maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, City 24L.
City 72 Alpha. Maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, City 72A. departure. City 28 Mike, passing flight level 604, flight level 100.
City 28 Mike, identified. Climb to flight level 100.
Climbing to flight level 100. City 28 Mike.
City 1188, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, City 1188.
City 99056, climb to flight level 90.
Climb to flight level 90, City 99056.
Aeromexico 025, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, Aeromexico 025.
Ice Air 500, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, Ice Air 500.
City 20 Juliet, maintain present altitude.
Maintain present altitude, City 20J.
Passing 10,000 feet.
City 40 Yankee, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, City 40 Yankee.
City 24 Lima, descend to flight level
After
40.
takeoff checklist.
Descending
Engine
to flight
start
level
switches.
40, City 24L.
City
Off.
72
Tax.
Alpha, descend to
Auto
flight level
brakes.
40.
Descending to
Off.
flight level
Landing
40.
gear.
City 72A.
Up and off.
Scandinavian
Flaps.
821,
Up.
expedite climb
After
to
takeoff
flight level
checklist complete.
120.
Expedite climb to flight level 120. Scandinavian 821.
Aegean 624, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, Aegean 624.
City 1188, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, City 1188.
Ice Air 500, descend to flight level 50.
Descending to flight level 50. Ice Air 500.
Departure 7937 at flight level 110.
7937, identified.
Departure 19 November Papa, passing flight level 120 for flight level 170.
19 November Papa, identified. Climb to flight level 170.
Climbing to flight level 170, 19 November Papa.
KLM 23 Whiskey, contact Amsterdam on 119.17.
119.17, KLM23W. Amsterdam, KLM23W, passing flight level 150 for flight level 190.
KLM 23 Whiskey, identified. Continue on navigation.
Roger, KLM23W.
Juliet, blue for arrival, December for 170. Flight level 170, secure Juliet.
KLM 23 Whiskey, climb and maintain flight level 370.
Climb and maintain flight level 370, KLM23W.
Amsterdam Control Center, Ryanair 18 Sierra November at flight level 360.
Ryanair 18 Sierra November, identified. Ryanair 18 Sierra November, descend to flight level 310.
Descend to flight level 310, Ryanair 18 Sierra November.
Always Bristol 128 nomination. All 16, bye-bye.
Flight level 290, report heading Maastricht 13385, goodbye, log 366.
After Frankfurt to avoid overwater flight to the fingers?
Direct Elder, but are you GPS equipped because the Elder VUR is out of the air as far as I know?
Coming to take Zulu, we have full area nav capability.
Okay, stand by short.
Yeah, turning right, mile 1, 0 degrees, kind of 6
KLM 23 Whiskey, contact Düsseldorf on 118.75.
118.75, KLM 23W. Düsseldorf, KLM 23W, passing flight level 240 for flight level 370.
KLM 23 Whiskey, identified. Continue own navigation.
Continue own navigation, KLM 23W.
The 5318, climb flight level 100. I'm level 100, 5318.
Director frequency is 118.82. 118.05, stop.
departure, contact Airlines 1168,
Kentucky Airlines 1168, climb flight level 190.
Climbing level 190, Airlines 1168.
Oxford 8030, contact mention radar 133.67.
133.67, Oxford 8030.
Service.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our cruising altitude. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Have a great journey.
Delta Yankee, contact mention 12405. 12405, Echo Yankee. Lufthansa 3798, climb flight level 190, make contact radar 12405.
Kilometer 8 for Tango, continue channel 5, contact Airlines 12177, correct.
Channel 5, 12177, goodbye.
Airlines 5463, expect departure.
Yeah, we feel like incoming traffic intake.
Düsseldorf 6307, with you at flight level 360.
6307, identified.
Kilometer 911, climb flight level 190.
Climbing 190, 910.
KLM23 Whiskey, contact Düsseldorf on 124.67.
124.67, KLM23W. Dusseldorf, KLM23W, passing flight level 340, for flight level 370.
KLM 23 Whiskey identified.
Number 3902 for radar climb, turn right heading 210.
Right heading 210, Lufthansa 3902.
Oxford 8030, connect mention radar 133.67.
133.67, Augsburg 8030,
Service.
Airlines 1168, contact mention 133.67.
13367, level 7, right 1168.
Lufthansa 4186, proceed on Captain.
Direct to Captain, Lufthansa 4186.
Insurance cost, Reshade, Whiskey, climbing for level 190. Whiskey, comes out, clear level 170. Clear to for level 170, final level Reshade 9 Whiskey. 380, exiting 200. Left 200, Lufthansa 380.
KLM 23 Whiskey. Contact Frankfurt on 123.52.
123.52, KLM23W. Frankfurt, KLM23W, at flight level 370.
KLM 23 Whiskey identified.
Oxford 8030, connect mention radar 133.67.
133.67, Augsburg 8030,
Service.
Limit 8 for Tango, continues Sierra 5, apron 12177, goodbye.
Sierra 5, 12177, goodbye.
5463, expect departure.
Ja, ik vielleicht, incoming colleague intake.
Delta Yankee, contact Martin 12405.
12405, Echo Yankee.
Just 3798, stand flight level 190, and contact radar 12405.
Diesel, 5318, proceed direct Dalton.
Direct Dalton, Longland 5318.
Augsburg 8030, climb flight level 230.
Climbing flight level 230, Augsburg 8030. Airline 1168, contact Martin 133.67.
13367, level 7, 1168.
Left of 4186, proceed on Captain.
Direct to Captain, Lufthansa 4186.
KLM 23 Whiskey, contact Frankfurt on 119.07.
119.07, KLM 23W. Frankfurt, KLM 23W, at flight level 370.
KLM 23 Whiskey, identified. Etihad 75 Foxtrot, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude. Etihad 75F.
The 5318, connect München radar 133.67.
3367, auf Wiederhören.
Servus. Lufthansa 3902, climb flight level 190.
Lufthansa 3902, flight level 190.
Emirates 7 Echo Romeo, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, Emirates 7ER.
the 5318, transfer level 100.
And level 100, 5318.
Immediate for Tango, continue Sierra 5, April 12177, flight.
Sierra 5, 12177, goodbye.
Air Force 5463, expect departure.
Yeah, we feel 18, coming target intake.
Traffic.
Airline 1168, proceed to Manok. Main Manova, sir.
Proceed over Airlines 180.
Airline 1168, contact Manchester 188.67.
187, travel Airlines 1168.
Lufthansa 4186, proceed on Captain.
Direct to Captain, Lufthansa 4186.
France 5463, proceed direct to
France 5463, we switch it, the frigate repeat.
proceed direct indeed, sir.
Proceeding into.
Yes, and continue clear flight level 190.
Into man climbing 190.
Ryanair 3 Hotel Juliet, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, Ryanair 3HJ.
Saudia 123, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, Saudi 123.
Station was got Gravity 9 Whiskey, landing for level 190.
Whiskey, Whiskey level 170.
Clear to flight level 170, pilot Gravity 9 Whiskey.
320, left heading 200. Left 200, Lufthansa 380.
3 Hotel Juliet, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, Ryanair 3HJ.
Air Portugal 7 Alpha Bravo, climb to flight level 280.
Climbing to flight level 280, Air Portugal 7 Alpha Bravo.
Diesel, 5318, proceed direct Dalton.
Direct Dalton, Milan 5318.
Foxtrot 8030, tram flight level 230.
Come inside level 230, outflow 8030.
KLM 23 Whiskey, contact Frankfurt on 123.52.
123.52, KLM23W. Frankfurt, KLM23W at flight level 370.
KLM 23 Whiskey, identified.
Frankfurt Center, Air 745. Passing flight level 280 or flight level 330.
Air 745, identified. Climb to flight level 330.
Climbing to flight level 330. Air 745.
Thank you, departure, Coastal Airlines 1168, coming 70.
Target Airlines 1168, climb flight level 190.
Dynamic everyone, Airlines 1168.
Picture was got again, whiskey, landing flight level 190.
Alan Whiskey, rotate level 170.
Clear to flight level 170, whiskey.
Approach 80, exiting 200. Left on roads, Lufthansa 380.
Frankfurt Center, LL 323, passing flight level 360 for flight level 310.
LL 323, identified. Descend to flight level 310.
Descending to flight level 310, LL 323.
Delmidi 911, climb flight level 190.
910, 910. the frequency is 118.82.
182 by Tempo.
Yeah.
The 5318, climb flight level 100.
I'm level 100, 5318.
Frankfurt, Center, United 952 at flight level 300.
United 952 identified.
Airlines 1168, proceed to Manoka. Nate, not over, sir.
Alpha Airlines 1168.
Reshade, German Airlines, guten Tag, ich bin Lieber 200.
Scott German Air Force, Maggie, Kanada, proceed to Ingolstadt.
Ingolstadt, Maggie, Kanada.
Delta Yankee, contact maintain 12405.
12405, Echo Yankee.
Close to the 3798, climb flight level 190, and contact radar 12405.
The 5318, connect München radar 133.67.
3367, auf Wiederhören.
Servus. Lufthansa 3902, climb flight level 190.
Lufthansa 3902, flight level 190.
Limit 8 for Tango, continue Sierra 5, contact Finbar to 177,
Sierra 5 on 177, goodbye.
Air Force 5463, expect departure.
Ja, we expedite, incoming colleague intake.
Approaching top of descent. Descent checklist. Pressurization.
Set.
Recall.
Checked.
Auto brakes.
Set.
Landing data.
Checked.
Navigation aids.
KLM 23 Whiskey.
Set.
Contact
Heads up
Zurich
display.
on
Checked.
126.22.
Approach briefing. We're expecting the ILS approach for runway
KLM
35 Romeo. The minimum altitude is 200
Zurich,
feet.
KLM
We'll use auto brakes too.
23W.
We can expect to park at gate
KLM
48.
23
In case of go around, we'll climb for ATC
KLM
instructions on the
23
runway heading.
Whiskey.
Any questions?
Turn to
I'm
heading
good.
165.
Completed.
Heading 165. KLM 23W.
Zurich, Center, click 480, passing flight level 270
Descent checklist
for flight
complete.
level 320.
6480. Identified. Climb to flight level 320.
Climbing to flight level 320, click 480.
2070. Maintain present altitude.
Present altitude 2070.
Request descent KLM 23W.
KLM 23 Whiskey. Descend to flight level 250.
Descending to flight level 250. KLM 23W.
To the center, Ryanair 23 Zulu Juliet at flight level 350.
Ryanair 23 Zulu Juliet. Identified. KLM 23 Whiskey. Descend to flight level 250.
Descending to flight level 250. KLM 23W.
Three 315. Maintain present altitude.
Maintain present altitude 315.
Continue descend level 70. Camera 699 for higher level, call Amsterdam 12487, good day.
12487, Shamrock 699, good day, sir.
Flyer 214 Fox, scorecard in.
Scorecard in, 214 Foxtrot.
Amsterdam, Delta 163, level 170 inbound to Maastricht, after Bottrop. Ultra 163, good Abend, call you.
Ryanair 9er SY with you at flight level 380.
Ryanair 9er Sierra Yankee identified.
Lufthansa 4521, contact direct 719 Fortress.
Lufthansa 4521, direct 719 Fortress.
Lufthansa 568, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude. Lufthansa 568.
KLM23 Whiskey, descend to flight level 170.
Descending to flight level 170, KLM23W.
Die Lufthansa 309 is cleared straight 9 axis to touchdown 1413 miles, sorry.
Lufthansa 309, straight alles 031.
Lufthansa 568, descend to flight level 320.
Descending to flight level 320. Lufthansa 568.
Can the 627 field inside?
On you.
Say again?
We have the field inside Scandinavian 627.
Want to swing over for the left?
We will do that, Scandinavian 627.
Okay. Lot 231, contact Düsseldorf 12865.
12865, good day, Lufthansa.
Speedway 54 Victor out of 160 in the turn to Linus.
Now we are turning to Linus, Speedway 54 Victor.
Roger, contact Düsseldorf on 136.7, goodbye.
36.7, goodbye. Schönen Abend, Sabina 778, level 240.
Sabina 778, good evening, proceed, bot drop, all no.
Bot drop, all no, Sabina 778.
KLM 23 Whiskey. Expect Romeo India X-ray Uniform 3 Quebec arrival. Expect ILS X-ray approach runway 17 left transition Mike Papa 1.
Romeo India X-ray Uniform 3 Quebec. Expect ILS X-ray approach runway 17 left transition Mike Papa 1 KLM23W.
KLM 23 Whiskey. Descend to flight level 130.
Descending to flight level 130, KLM23W.
Number 5 to 690, descend 4 passing feet 1016.
Descending for nose 1016, number 5 to 690.
Correct, 5 to 690. Call director 1942.
1942.
Ultra 163, are you still interested? Flight level 190?
We can do it, but it's not necessary. If you like to have us here at 170, it's okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Speedbird 9 at Echo Lima, radar contact, descent flight level 80.
Descent flight level 80 and Speedbird 9 at Echo Lima.
Good evening, Oscar Echo Fox Alpha Kilo, call you.
77 Delta Lima for higher level, contact Amsterdam 12487, bye.
2487, 77 Delta Lima, thank you, bye-bye.
KLM 23 Whiskey, slow to 2250 knots.
Slowing down to 250, KLM23W.
Glide slope alive. Speed brake armed.
Radar Scandinavian 69 and descending flight level 120.
69, hello, information India is valid, and this run with your 3 right.
We got the information India, runway 23 right, Scandinavian 69.
KLM 23 Whiskey, cleared Romeo India, X-ray uniform 3 Quebec arrival, expect ILS, X-ray approach runway 17 left, transition, Mike Papa 1.
Romeo India X-ray uniform 3 Quebec, expect ILS X-ray approach, runway 17 left, transition, Mike Papa 1, KLM 23W.
Triple 9 Echo Lima, start reduce your speed 230 knots.
Max 230 knots, Triple 9 Echo Lima.
Skin 1061 Düsseldorf 1367, bye-bye.
1367, bye-bye.
KLM 23 Whiskey, descend to flight level 120.
Descending to flight level 120, KLM 23W.
Approaching flight level 70.
Are you calling?
Milan 13, flight level 70.
To maintain.
Maintain Milan 13.
Lufthansa 526, 9er, descent flight level 60.
Heading flight level 60, Lufthansa 529.
KLM 23 Whiskey, descend to flight level 905.
Descending to flight level 905, KLM 23W.
KLM 23 Whiskey, contact approach on 134.175.
134.175, KLM 23W. Approach control, KLM23W, passing flight level 120 for flight level 905.
KLM23 Whiskey, cleared Romeo India, X-ray Uniform 3 Quebec arrival, expect ILS, X-ray approach runway 17 left, transition, Mike Papa 1.
Romeo India, X-ray Uniform 3 Quebec, expect ILS, X-ray approach, runway 17 left, transition, Mike Papa 1, KLM23W.
694 Romeo, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude 694R.
KLM 23 Whiskey, slow to 2230 knots.
Slowing down to 230, KLM23W.
Speed brake armed.
Six 994 Romeo, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude 694R.
Approach control 9048, passing flight level 1504, flight level 100.
9048, identified, descend to flight level 100.
Descending to flight level 100, 9048.
Maintain present altitude.
Present altitude 9048.
Scandinavia 2689, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude Scandinavia 2689.
Passing 10,000 feet.
Approach Qatari 8441, passing flight level 150 for flight level 90.
Qatari 8441, identified, descend to flight level 90.
Descending to flight level 90. Qatari 8441.
Niner 048, descend to flight level 120.
Descending to flight level 120, 9048.
Scandinavia 2689, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude Scandinavia 2689.
694 Romeo, climb to flight level 110.
Climbing to flight level 110, 694R.
Qatari 8441. Maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, Qatari 8441.
Niner 048. Maintain present altitude.
Present altitude 9048.
Scandinavia 2689er. Climb to flight level 110.
Climbing to flight level 110. Scandinavia 2689er.
Qatari 8441. Maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, Qatari 8441.
Niner 048. Descend to flight level 90.
Descending to flight level 9048.
Traffic.
Qatari 8441. Maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, Qatari 8441.
KLM 23 Whiskey. Reduce speed to 220 knots.
Slowing down to 220. KLM23W.
KLM 23 Whiskey, descend to 5,500, QNH 1025.
Descending to 5,500, QNH 1025, KLM 23W.
KLM 23 Whiskey, descend to 5,500, QNH 1025.
Descending to 5,500, QNH 1025, KLM 23W.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
Approach.
Make sure
Fueling
your
for
seatbelt is
3JMS,
securely fastened
flight
on all
level
carry-on luggage,
1354,
safe
flight level
underneath the seat
80.
in front of you
Fueling
or in the
43
middle.
Juliet Mike identified. Descend to flight level 80.
Descending to flight level 80. Fueling for 3JM.
KLM 23 Whiskey, slow to 185 knots.
Slowing down to 185, KLM 23W.
Flaps 1. Speed brake armed.
KLM 23 Whiskey, cleared ILS. X-ray approach runway 17 left transition Mike Papa 1.
ILS X-ray approach runway 17 left transition Mike Papa 1 KLM23W.
Wheeling 43 Juliet Mike, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude. Fueling 43JM.
KLM 23 Whiskey, descend to 4000.
Descend into 4000 KLM23W.
Transition altitude.
Checked.
Flaps 2. Speed brake armed.
Approaching runway 34.
Flaps 5. Speed brake armed.
KLM 23 Whiskey, reduce speed to 170 knots.
Slowing down to 170 KLM23W.
Flaps 10.
KLM 23 Whiskey, cleared to intercept the final tower. Frequency is 128.35.
Final approach speed. Tower 128.35 KLM23W. Tower KLM
Approach mode on.
On final runway 17 left.
KLM 23
Command
Whiskey,
beyond.
slow to final approach speed. QNH 1025. Cleared land runway 17 left.
Final approach speed. QNH 1025. Cleared to land runway 17 left. KLM23W.
Gear down. Flaps 15.
Approaching runway 16.
Flaps 25. Flaps 30. Speed brake armed.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing.
Landing checklist. Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Speed brake. Speed brake armed. Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps.
1000. Set.
Landing checklist complete.
Approaching runway 17 left.
Tower, Moonflower, 738 on final, requesting landing. Runway 35 left.
Moonflower, 738. Clear to land runway 35 left, slow to final approach speed. QNH 1025.
Cleared to land runway 35 left, final approach speed. QNH 1025. Moonflower, 738.
10.
Speed brakes out. Reverse thrust.
Nice landing.
Manual braking.
KLM23W, hold short of runway 17 right, request departure.
6315. Line up runway 17 right.
70 knots.
Runway 17 right, 6315.
KLM 23 Whiskey. Gaze is right. Contact ground on 121.9er.
121.9.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off the fastened seatbelt sign. This will indicate that we have parked at the gates and that it is safe for you to move about. At this time, you may use your cellular phones if you wish. Please check around your seat for any personal belongings you may have brought on board with you, and please use caution when opening the overhead bins, as heavy articles may have shifted around during the flight. If you require deplaning assistance, please remain in your seat until all other passengers have deplaned. One of our crew members will then be pleased to assist you.
Startup.
On behalf
Moonflower
of myself,
736.
Vera, and the
Startup is
entire
approved.
crew, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again soon. Have a nice day.
Ground KLM23W is cleared off the runway. Request taxi for parking.
KLM 23 Whiskey. Taxi via Charlie Bravo Charlie November Whiskey Bravo Whiskey to Terminal 1 Gate 101.
Via Charlie Bravo Charlie November Whiskey Bravo Whiskey to Terminal 1 Gate 101 KLM23W.
Ground, Moonflower 738 is cleared off the runway. Request taxi to parking.
Moonflower 738. Taxi via Delta Bravo Whiskey Kilo Romeo to gate 408.
By Delta Bravo Whiskey Kilo Romeo to gate 408 Moonflower 738.